Good morning. Welcome to 4 by 8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are working on Spellbook for today's prompt.
Okay. My voice is very raspy all of a sudden. Probably because it's turned much colder. Um, I'm trying not to clear my throat every 5 seconds, but I am. I'm sorry. Um, I'm going to try to include a few pictures from the excursion my mom and I took yesterday. We went to our little state fair. Um, and with everything, it's changing. It's not as good as it used to be. Well, it's changing into something else, and I liked what it was before. It's getting away from a lot of the, and it was early. It goes for like 2 weekends. I think it's like 10 days. No, 14 days. I don't know. It covers 2 weekends and a full week and part of another week. It always interferes with football because our college football stadium is right across the street, and they count on a lot of the fair area for parking. And it messes up usually 2 weekends. Sometimes they manage to have an away game one of those weekends. They try to, but the schedules don't always work out like that. Anyhow, I don't know. Okay, there's going to be some state fair stuff here, mostly animals because hello. The animals were very slim, but we were early. I don't think they've all come to judge their animals yet. All the animals have come to be judged. We saw dromedaries, young dromedaries, small dromedaries, unless dromedaries are smaller than camels. I don't know. Now, I've ridden a camel in Israel. Granted, it was in a parking lot of a gas station on the way to... Were we going to the Dead Sea? I think we were going to the Dead Sea. Or we were going, because we stayed, part of the trip was in Tiberias on the Sea of Galilee, and the second part of the trip was day trips based out of Jerusalem. We may have been on our way to Jerusalem from Tiberias. Okay, what did I do here? Today is spell book. I painted, just like I've been painting, with heavy wet watercolors, these composition notebook pages, and I printed it in old paper colors, so what I think might be old paper colors, and I taped it then to a piece of copy paper. And when you tape a textured paper to copy paper to make it go through your printer, this is how my printer works. I don't know how your printer is going to work. I have to tape it all the way across the bottom. Now, I've printed on paper towels. In fact, I have a Edgar Allan Poe picture in a frame painted on a paper towel, which gave it some great texture, I have to say. That's one of my favorite Halloween decorations, and it was free. I tape it across the bottom, really solid, no lines in any of the tape, and really mesh that down so that the feed part that goes through the printer first, theoretically, is thinner and very strong. Because if that part makes it through, generally it makes it through the whole thing without getting all caught up. So that's how I print stuff on other kinds of paper, usually. Try to. My hair's falling out. I get my hair cut today. Woohoo! My husband's in San Diego. He said it was gorgeous. He was in his shorts, or in some kind of convention center in a big hotel on the beach. He was going to go out look for whales. I don't know if it's their time. I don't know. He didn't either. Last time he was in California for a convention, I think they were down in, because they take these people, all over the place, and they learn a little. Those conventions where you go to learn stuff and be aware of new laws or whatever, new techniques, new software, new whatever for your industry. They play a little, they learn a little, and then they play a lot. And that's why he flew to San Diego from South Carolina, which is a very long flight for us. It's It's coast to coast, obviously. But he flew there yesterday morning, and he's going to come home tomorrow night. He doesn't do the golf part, which is the extended weekend section. He's not a golfer at all. His best friend is completely a golfer, completely. And anyhow, so last year, they usually do a West Coast one and an East Coast one. He goes to two a year, these convention things that he does. And these are the only two he does because he really hates that part of any industry, schmoozing. Even though he was going to be a professional schmoozer early in his career. Luckily that changed right before I got here. Anyhow, I don't know why I'm saying all this. Anyhow, so last time he was in California, which was either last year or the year before. I think it was the year before. He was at Pepperdine, which is in Malibu, a college right on the water. Gorgeous campus, by the way. Very expensive. But they were watching whales right off the coast. And he almost took a day trip to Catalina, which is a tiny little island. I've been there as a kid. So I am taking my handmade paper, and this is spell book. So I knew I wanted to do some cooking instructions of a recipe. Now, when I put my paper in, I ripped it. So I'm going to take this part off, but I think there's, which it's okay for me because, you know, I like the ripped stuff, but I didn't want the tape. And I didn't get all the yellow very well. So I put, just add dry ingredients to wet ingredients in a funky font, the funkiest font I could find. Bake in an oven with black enamel doors and a tiny cottage somewhere in the dark woods where bats and frogs reside as friends. That's my spell book instructions. I really love this one. If you didn't see this one, which I need to put tacky glue on this. I think in the end I'll go back and repair some of the things that are popping up glue-wise. But right now, as I'm fiddling through it hourly, there's no point in fixing it. Anyhow, I love this one. And is today the 19th? Because this is today's. I haven't done today. Yes, okay, good. Anyhow, okay, somehow I want it to be like as if my book was open, my cookbook was open, or my spell book. But I don't know how to draw. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit and think out my process and fast forward with probably just music. Cue the music.
Okay, so you're not going to get music. You're going to get me and a barking dog in the background, which may or may not pick up. I don't know. I am looking for background paper, and I decided I liked this orange, just children's construction paper, and it had splatters of orange paint on it. So I went in and accentuated the splatters with black and more orange. And I'm just trying to layer it up, and that's scrapbook paper, that's heavy orange. And then lay my spellbook recipe on the corner, and I added Stabilo all paper pencil to the sides and outlines and edges, which I love that thing. I really love that thing. I'm not a fan of the grunge, but in Halloween you can get away with grunge, so I've used it a lot. Now I am looking for a magazine image, which I knew I had, and I found it in a Daphne's Diary magazine, and I am thrilled. That book image is what I want, a stack of spell books. So I took a picture of it to make it a bigger size, and I printed it in half with another image on a Pic Collage app so that I could get it less grainier is my ultimate achievement or goal.
So I printed my stack of books. It's a tad grainy, but it's going to be fine for what I wanted it for. I mean, I could have printed it on my Selfie, which, by the way, I ordered a new Selfie since I haven't bought anything in 2 weeks. I ordered a smaller printer. Amy Tangerine's been using it. And if you know anything about me or you've watched my old videos on my old channels, you'll know that I love Amy Tangerine. Jose Naranja and Amy Tangerine are probably my favorite influencers. Now, I will say, Amy Tangerine has gotten away from filming her Traveler's Notebook stuff as much as she used to. She's doing so many things. But I would still go back and watch her old process videos where she would go on a field trip or whatever you want to call it, and then an activity, and then journal about it. Sometimes in a 12 by 12 format, because I think that's the world she started in and still caters to a lot. And the Traveler's Notebooks a lot, because she, like me, says it's an easier format. I don't know if it's because it's smaller. And even if you get like a full page spread like I've been doing in this spread, oh my god, I love this. It's still 8 by 8, but it's not as daunting as 12 by 12. Plus the storage is just ridiculous. So, this is exactly what I wanted. Usually about midway through a project, I start finding my groove. I'm getting my groove. Alright, I'm going to go, because there's a lot of white space here, I'm going to do a little bit of marking with my Stabilo pencil and kind of shade that out. Because I didn't close crop the cut here, or whatever you call it. I don't know if I want to get that wet or not, though. Just a little bit, maybe. The Stabilo All pencil, I'm really liking. I don't know what it's called exactly, but I do know it activates with water. And it's good for shading. So, spell book. Right behind Frankenstein, which happens to be my favorite. I just loved how all those colors worked out. Oh, well, no, this one. This one might be my favorite because of this film strip that I happened to find. Seriously, happened to find. And it was for Alfred Hitchcock. I like him. I'm going to go back and glue all these things. Transylvania is a different technique, which I'm not very good at. It's okay. Sorry. Cauldron, still spelled wrong. I like the pause on the tiled floors around the world idea. I still love Bat in the Hat. I still love this. Oh, I do love this one too. Who am I kidding? I love them all. I just love the variety. I love that every page doesn't look like the same. Like, look at all that. This is Broom. I love her. I love my pink and purple bats, my Jane Davenport bats. I love that. I love the Haunted Mansion. I love the spider. I love them all, but they're also different. That's what I love about it the most. Okay. It's a good thing I did a paper back on this one too, because it blocks out where I started wrong on this one. Alright, I'm going to glue this one in. I'm not going to do that with you. But, and because I'm really, well, I'm only on 18. 2 and 1 is 3. 13 more to go, right? I think. Yeah. So the spine is real, but I'm really manipulating it every day and clamping it down with binder clips every day to try to keep that spine from curling. And it is curling. It's starting to right there. You can see. But anyhow, okay. Love this. Spell book. I need a title for my spell. What's the title for this spell? It needs to... Baking paper. Yes. Okay. And there goes the dog next door. Oh. I'm going to just do it in black. And in my own writing. Which I hate. And hopefully I don't spell it wrong. Baking paper. But I'm going to accent this a little bit so that I can have it a little grungy. That dog will sit over there for hours, if you can hear it. I love this. And I need a little bit of a something right there. Something, something. Oh, James Burke showed easy ways to draw certain Halloween things. And I liked how he did a hat. Let's see if I can do it. Granted, I should have done this with there. And then he put a little tiny oval here. Here, I'm shedding. Aha! I barely got any water on this because I just want a tiny bit of grunge. I'm trying to control the grunge, as you do in your spell book, right? It needs to come over here a little bit more. Well, my hat maker was not perfect. Okay, love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, I gotta go upload this because this is today's video. And it's 7:30 in the morning. God, it doesn't seem like it. Love this. Okay, I gotta stop.
I had a few new friends at the state fair. I don't know. There's nothing sweeter than a cow's face, if you ask me. Dromedaries? Lovely, loving dromedaries. I don't know what the heck that is, but it's got 4 horns. Some kind of goat. Oh, and he needs to borrow my husband's wrinkle cream. Bless his heart. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed Spellbook. I'll see you tomorrow. And what is tomorrow? Candy corn. Let's try that one.